Hi everyone, my name is Margaux and this is Media Women Worldwide. I grew up on Cape Cod and one of the biggest events of the year is the Provincetown Film Festival. The Provincetown Film Festival had its 20th anniversary this year, and it celebrated in the best way possible by awarding the Excellence in Acting Award to Molly Shannon. She was on site for the festival and did a series of Q&As that just shed some light on her ideas about the industry and just how she is as a person.
Molly Shannon grew up in Cleveland in Shaker Heights, went to New York City to go to NYU, majored in drama, got out of Tisch, but while at NYU met Madeline Olnek. So this Wild Nuts with Emily, this extraordinary film that we have here this year, is the result of a decades-long collaboration, and I think that collaboration is also very much a hallmark of Molly Shannon's career. We all got to know her through Saturday Night Live. She was a mainstay on SNL from 1995 to 2001. Yay. Pause for applause. And gave us the most beloved characters. Mary Catherine Gallagher, my favorite Catholic. Terry Rialto, my answer to Terry Gross, thank you so much. Sally O'Malley, I am 50. And so many, many more. And post SNL, she's played an extraordinarily wide range of characters, often on the oddball end of things. And what's notable about the characters that she plays is that she's never condescending to these people, that however weird or wild or tragic or crazy they may seem, she is thoroughly on their side as she embodies them. Please join me in welcoming Molly Shannon. Where did these characters come from?
Well, the characters I did on Saturday Night Live, some of them, like Mary Catherine Gallagher, is probably a version of me, but exaggerated. And Sally O'Malley and the Joyologists were versions of my father. I was raised by my dad from the time I was little. So I'm imitating parts of his personality a lot in the characters. Kind of like that, yeah.
You've talked about being raised by a single dad. And having a relatively unsupervised upbringing, really wildly. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, my dad, let's see here. So we were in a bad car accident when we were little. My dad was driving and my mother was killed and my baby sister and my cousin who was like 25. And my dad, my sister Mary and I survived. I was 4, she was 6. And so we went to go live with my aunts. It was very rough. It was kind of like getting the rug pulled from under you. Like everything you knew that was stable became crazy. But then when my dad did recover and learn to walk again, we moved back home. So it was hard for him being a single parent, you know, running the house, cooking dinner. So, but he was very loving and he really believed in me. But it was hard for him to, you know, keep everything going and stuff. So I guess unconventional, but in some ways it was.
Well, I guess I'm curious, maybe people here may know this, but I did not know this story. Is it true that you and a friend snuck onto a plane?
Yes.
Those were the days. You were how old?
I was 12. I was 12, and my father, we told my dad, we were like, we're going to try to hop on a plane to New York City from Cleveland. And he was like, I dare you. He was like, and then we told my friend Ann's brother, and he was like, you're never going to do that. And we were like, yes, we are. And we took the rapid transit to the airport, and this was when there was no security, and it was so easy, and we just saw 2 flights, one to San Francisco, one to New York, and we were like, let's do the one to New York. And we went up to the stewardess, and hopping on a plane didn't work, we were both really into ballet at that time, so we were going to go back and take a ballet class because it was summertime. So we were dressed up like ballerinas, like leotards and buns, and we looked really innocent. So we did that on purpose to look really like little dancers. So we asked the stewardess, we're like, can we get on the plane? When we got up to the front, we had no tickets. We said, can we get on the plane to say goodbye to my sister? And she was like, sure, girl. So we went, and then we ducked down. And then she forgot about us, and then all of a sudden the plane starts backing up, and then we were so excited. We were little Catholic girls, so we were holding hands. And we were saying Hail Marys. We were just like, Hail Mary, full of grace, Lord is with thee, blessed art thou amongst women, blessed are thy fruit, the Holy Mary, the God of our sinners, now the hour of our death, amen. And then you just feel the plane is like, and we couldn't believe it. We were so excited. We were up in the air. And then that same woman who'd given us permission to get on the plane and who'd forgotten about us came around to ask if we wanted snacks, and she saw us, and you could just see she was like, she looked like she was gonna faint because we were little girls. So she was like, "Can I get you ladies something to drink?" And I was like, "I'll have a Coke," and she was like, "I'll have peanuts." And then for the flight, we were a little nervous. We're like, "We're gonna get busted when we land. We're gonna get in so much trouble." So we got off the plane. Our hearts were pounding, and she was standing there saying goodbye, and she was just like, "Bye, ladies. Have a nice trip." Then we got off. And we had no money. We just had like a few dollars, and we spent the day in New York City dining and dashing and stealing little tourist things like I Love New York t-shirts and just being really
little con artists.
We were little con artists in tutus and ballet buns, you know. And then we called my dad. He was like, "Oh my God!" He couldn't be mad because he'd given us permission. And so then he was a little worried, and he called Ann Ramp, my friend's mom, and she broke out in cold sores, like, "Oh my God!" And then my dad was like, "Mary and I will come drive and meet you." Well, first of all, he said, "Try to go stay in a hotel for the night, and Mary and I will drive and meet you there." And so we tried to check into hotels, but nobody wanted to take care of two underage girls, be responsible. So we tried many different hotels, and then finally, because he was going to have us wait in the lobby and then meet us there in like however many hours it takes to drive from Cleveland to New York. But then that didn't work, so by the end of the day, he was like, "All right, you got to come back home." And he was like, "And try to hop on one on the way back home, because I'm not paying for it." So we went back to the airport. We tried to hop on many back home, but at this time it was much more crowded. We were like, darn, our little con wasn't working. So we had to call him from the airport, and he had to put it on his credit card, and we flew home, and we paid him back with our babysitting money. And it was the best.
She has had an amazing career, but she's saying that now in her 50s, she's getting some of the best roles she's ever had. And she feels like she's having a real revival in her career, which doesn't usually happen to women in the film industry. We all love the career that Molly Shannon has had. Between her hilarious roles on Saturday Night Live and her absolutely endearing roles in independent film, it was an obvious choice to give her the Excellence in Acting Award this year, especially after seeing her film Wild Nights with Emily, where she plays Emily Dickinson. But it's not the Emily Dickinson that we've known throughout our years of schooling. When Emily Dickinson's work was submitted for publication after her death, changes had been made to the manuscripts. Letters and poems that she had written were actually written for the woman that she had been in love with her whole life. She also talked about the importance of women's voices and women's authorship. And she encourages people that if they're going to write a story, they should really try to write from within, because as long as it's genuine, people are going to relate to it. We should all try to follow the example that Molly Shannon is putting forward. She carries herself with such kindness and thoughtfulness and honesty that it was really inspiring to everyone in the room when she was talking to them. This is why Molly Shannon is so important to the world of women in media today. So everyone, please check out the work of Molly Shannon, especially her new film, Wild Nights with Emily. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you will see our next video.